Welcome to the Spa Girls podcast, the self-publishing podcast for authors. You're in the right place for the best writing, marketing, and publishing advice, plus interviews with industry experts and best-selling authors. I'm Cheryl Phipps.
I'm Shah Barrett.
I'm Wendy Vella.
And I'm Trudy J. And this week, yay, we have Lucy Score with us in the house.
Yay! Fangirling everywhere.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think it's only
It's
it
been a
feels like
while.
we've had you on many, many times, but I think it's only the third time.
Yeah, it
Is
is.
that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Did we decide
That's
that?
true.
Yeah.
We'd
That's
have you
very
every week if we could.
Well,
But,
you
yeah.
know,
I would love
Yeah.
that. You know what? Can I be an honorary spa girl?
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Sure.
I feel like you already are. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And we saw you in Auckland not long ago too, which was cool when you came
Yeah.
out.
Yes, finally face to face. That was
Yeah.
amazing. New Zealand was incredible. Auckland was beautiful. I can't wait to come back.
We can't
Yeah.
wait.
Anytime.
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 Next time you come
You can be an
stay.
honorary New Zealander as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So we've given you all the awards now.
Yeah.
Um, so since last time we spoke to you, which was the first time was 2020 and the last time was 2021. And then in 2022, you published a book called
Before we
Things
start that, maybe read the bio.
Oh my God. Sorry, I just assume everyone knows who Lucy is and we don't need to
Yeah,
know
we
why.
are
yeah, right.
here.
Yeah.
All right, but we did
Nothing like-
talk about it, so I should read it. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. Rewind.
Yeah.
Here's Lucy's bio.
Yeah.
Yay.
I think if it's not clear to anybody listening after 10 years, we don't edit. So so this is
Enjoy.
listen,
our
we
voices.
brought Unplugged and Real before any kind of
Yeah,
music
like
started.
was
So
out there.
you're welcome.
We invented that.
Authentic. It's
Yeah.
authentic.
Yes.
There you go.
Go,
That's one
Trudy.
word for it.
Okay,
You
go.
do it, girl.
Okay, Lucy Score is an instant #1 New York Times best-selling author of more than 35 books. She grew up in a literary family who insisted that the dinner table was for reading and earned a degree in journalism. She writes full-time from the Pennsylvania home she and Mr. Lucy share with dozens of houseplants. When not spending hours crafting heartbreaker heroes and kick-ass heroines, Lucy can be found on the couch, in the kitchen, or at the gym. She hopes someday to write from a sailboat, oceanfront condo, or tropical island with reliable Wi-Fi. So something involving water.
Liking that, yeah.
Yeah.
Take us
You
with
love
you.
the water.
It's a water
Have you
thing
been
there,
on
eh?
sailboats? How much do you
Yes.
go sailing? So
And-
you know what it's like?
And I feel like I should update my bio.
I
don't-
Since then.
I don't think I don't want to live on a sailboat anymore.
No.
I was
Um,
thinking I wouldn't want to either.
I mean,
but-
Mr. Lucy's too tall, first of all,
Yes,
and
yes,
yeah.
my motion sickness it was
Yeah.
ended up being a bigger factor than I anticipated. So
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go with like a condo or an
Yeah.
island.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
An island.
I
I
agree.
think tropical island. That works for me.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds really good right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, glad we all agreed
Got
on
that
where
cleared
Lucy's
up
going to
anyway,
write.
so that's the main thing.
Problems being solved here on the Spa Girls podcast.
So anyway, last time you were on the podcast was in 2021, March, and then in 2022 you published Things We Never Got Over, which amazing
Yeah.
book. And it was your breakout novel. Like, I mean, you weren't doing badly before that, but this was kind of took you to the stratosphere. So can you talk about how that happened and what, like how that all
How did you
went?
know
What
you
went
were
down?
it was gonna
Oh,
be
I
as
had-
big as it was?
I had no idea. First of all, Things We Never Got Over took me so long to write. We had to push back the pub date by a couple of months because I just wasn't happy with where the story was. So I was writing it in 2021 and it was supposed to come out, I think, in October of 2021. And I just couldn't get the story to a place that I was happy with. So we took the extra time and I finally found what I was trying to say. And I had no expectations whatsoever. I wrote the story that I wanted to tell, and I had no idea how it would be received by anyone. So we put it out, I believe, in January of 2022, and it was doing well, and I was super happy about it because it involved a lot of themes that were a little bit on the heavier side. I was working through personal grief, in this story, but it was also still funny and small towny, and I stuffed it all in there. And I was like, I don't know how readers are going to feel about this. This is like a therapy session between the covers.
Yeah.
So it was doing well, and then all of the sudden it started doing really well. And I wish I could take credit for that, because that would be amazing. And then I could tell you all
You
the
wrote
secrets.
it.
But
You did read
Book
write
Talk
it.
found it.
Book
Book
Talk.
Talk found it, fell in love with it, and just took it to the next level. And I didn't know, I don't even know if I was on TikTok at that point. I think I had just joined, but I didn't know how to make a TikTok or anything. I
Wow.
still
Yeah.
don't really know much about it. But thank God for Book Talk, because they found this book and it resonated with other people the way that it resonated with me when I was writing it. So from there, I was indie. Mr. Lucy runs, we published together, and we were print on demand, because as an indie author, it's pretty tough to get your books into stores. And so our books were on Ingram Sparks, and we were selling buckets of print books because of Book Talk.
Mm.
And I was like, what is even happening? Like, bookstores were buying the indie version and putting it on their shelves. And I thought it was like
Wow.
the most amazing thing.
Mm.
And because those print sales started to grow so quickly, Bloom Books in the US reached out, and they're like, hey, we'd love to sit down and talk with you. And I'm like, I'm an indie author. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And they're like, by the way, we do print only deals. And I'm like,
Mm.
I'm
in.
listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me more. So because of that book, I found Bloom Books, and I became a hybrid author. So Bloom Books handles all of my print sales in the US. And so now I get to be in bookstores. I get to go on book tour, but I also retain the rights for my digital, my ebooks and my audiobooks,
Yeah.
which is, as you guys know, it's super financially advantageous to an
Yes.
author.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a crazy journey, and it happened all because of Book Talk. And I'm so grateful to those women who went on that platform to talk about something that they loved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
But
think
also,
you had to write the book first, to
I
be
was gonna
fair. So
say,
Yeah, I
don't
did.
detract from your own achievement.
You had a
I'm
good
awesome
product.
too. I'm good too.
Yeah, yeah. And
One of
also,
my favorite books.
yeah,
I read it all the time. I love it.
it's
I've got audio,
Thank
got
you.
print. I love it.
but
I
also
just
what a lesson there about
yeah.
listening to your creative instinct, and just
Yeah.
putting
Waiting.
out what you wanted to.
I feel like every book that I write, I'm trying to figure out something for myself. And I don't ever know if it's going to have a universal appeal, because I don't know if what I'm working through is, you know, an experience that a lot of people have. So the books that have leveled me up have all somehow resonated with a wider audience because of what I was working through personally. So I was really grateful, just because the book meant a lot to me, because it took me from this place where I was really questioning what's the point of anything? Why are we here? Why are some people gone? Why are some of us still here? Like I was really in this dark, shadowy place, and writing this book walked me through why we're still here and what the point of it all is, and how important dealing with grief and being brave enough to love is to a lifetime.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful and such a
Yes.
universal thing, though, right? It's
Yes.
every single person walking this planet goes through something. So that is such a resonant theme for so many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I definitely
Yeah, we're
think
all
the
going to
books
lose
that
somebody.
Exactly.
and the books that often Book Talk seems to pick up are those really emotional kind of ones that are kind of yank your heart out and like shake it around a bit before you put it back in. So
And I also
Yeah, and
think because of
they're not usually rom-coms
No.
also.
but the times we were living in back then, it was also probably resonating with a much younger audience, because they were dealing with things that you expect to deal with when you're older, like the loss of somebody, not always, but
Mhm.
more often than not. And, younger people were having to wake up to that kind of situation. And so I think the
Very
words
true.
were very poignant, very, affected a lot more people than perhaps at any other stage.
It definitely changed the demographics of, if I would go do a signing or something, it really changed the demographics of who I was seeing in line. My readers were generally 25 to 55-ish, and with Things We Never Got Over, teenagers would come through with their moms and their grandmas, and now it's teenagers on up to 90-year-olds. I've had readers come with multiple generations of their families. So it's just really exciting to see how readers are finding books that they can have like family book clubs with together, and just appreciate the same stories and all bring their own experiences to it. And I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like a dream come true, really, isn't it?
Do you like
that kind of
it
audience?
is.
Do you like the face-to-face? Do you like the going for the book signings and the tours and stuff like that?
I love seeing readers. I love just being around them. I think romance readers especially just have this really special energy about them because they're just the kind of people who they don't just appreciate love, like romantic love. They're also the people who are looking for and appreciating all the forms of love in everyday life. They've got pets, they've got kids, they've got fun hobbies and great friend groups, and they're just accepting and big on belonging and diversity and inclusion. And I just, when you get that many people in the same space, that have those same feelings, it's so lovely. It's just it's really energizing and makes me feel just super grateful.
It really is. I don't think, it's such a solitary career, isn't it? And then to get out.
It is. Which I love.
Both sides.
It's the two sides of it, isn't it?
Yes, I'm an introvert. I'm a hermit naturally. So I do love that this career kind of pulls me out of that comfort zone, because it's really opened me up to all these brand new adventures that I never would have pursued on my own.
Do you know what's funny to me about that? You saying you're an introvert and stuff, is that you're so good with people and you're so good at interaction. And you, like, we saw you on stage last year, you were so great up there and you just connected with the audience. And like on your social media, you're awesome at connecting with people. So what do you think that's about? Like, how does an introvert connect so well to people?
My number one is empathy.
Mm.
So what is the personality test? What is that?
Clifton Strengths.
Clifton Strengths. I never remember that. My top 5 are all relationship, empathy, feeling connected.
Interesting.
It's all the stuff that makes me a great writer, but also really suffer as a human. I thought COVID was going to end things for me. But that's just I feel what you are feeling. It's not separate. That's, and I think that's what I think that's what makes me a good writer.
You bleed on the page.
But but it also is what makes me really happy to stay home and
that's exhausting. Emotions are
is.
exhausting, and when you're sharing other people's emotions, it's even more so.
It's incredible. I've learned how to kind of be energized by the events. I think I got to slow down a little bit last year, and I think that really kind of refocused me on gratitude. Before that, I felt like since 2022, I felt like I was sprinting, constantly running from one thing to the next and deadlines and all of this. And life just got really, really big and hectic. And last year I got to slow down a little bit, and I just refocused on gratitude. And now when I walk out onto a stage at an event, I'm just so grateful to be there and to be basking in everybody's energy and light. I get tired, but I don't get tired of that. It's such an incredible experience. I wish everybody could have that. It's so beautiful.
It is.
It's so cool. That's awesome. When you wrote Things We Never Get Over, did you have the plan for the others in the series, or was it a standalone?
It was supposed to be a standalone. I
Ah,
Listen, I made my life so difficult by not planning that out in advance. So I was writing things we never got over. And I was struggling because, where I was personally. So I must have gone back to the beginning probably 10 times to try to restart it. And I remember getting to the scene where Knox, the hero of Things We Never Got Over, gets into a fist fight in his driveway with his brother,
That's a great
Nash.
thing.
And I'm writing this scene and the choreography and everything. I was like, well, Nash needs a book now.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
But at that point, I didn't have any of the suspense planned either. So,
Um,
and then I'm like, okay, well, I'll do a second book. I'll do a second book for Nash, whatever. And then the suspense starts to happen. And then Lucian walks on the page. I didn't even have him in my character Bible or anything.
He's
I
great.
didn't know. He just shows up, and I'm like,
Oh, they do
well,
that?
now,
Oh,
now it's a trilogy. And let me tell you, I suffered. I suffered in this series because that third book, I had been building this up between Lucian and Sloane. They hate each other. They absolutely hate each other. I've been building it up, building it up. I had no idea why they hated each other.
Wow.
No idea. I made it through the whole first book. No clue. I'm like, well, I'll figure it out as soon as I start book two.
none,
Nothing.
nada.
I was almost finished with book two before I finally figured out their story, their backstory. And I made this series way more difficult to write than it needed to be.
But such a great series. He's such a great
Thank
character,
God.
isn't he? Yeah, yeah. Oh my
Don't
gosh,
try this at home, kids. Only
yeah.
Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
Do
You
that.
need
Do what I do,
experience to do
guys.
this stuff. So you're a
Yes.
pantser then, clearly.
I'm not. I mean, I'm both. I'm both. I'm a plotter, um, but I figure out the high points of the plot. So I knew what the fight was going to be about. I knew what the conflict was. I knew all of that stuff, but I didn't know any of the other stuff. Um, So usually what tends to happen is I will outline and I will think that I have a solid story and I will jump into writing because I get really excited. As soon as I am in the weeds, in the book, more scenes and more storyline starts coming to me. And I don't think there's a way for me to short circuit that, circumvent it or anything. Like I have to just be in it for the rest of the story to come through. I did with this last book that I just finished. I tried something new. I tried the Dan Harmon's story circle. Are
Oh,
you guys familiar with
no.
that?
no.
And we've
This
heard a
is
lot of
this
them.
is gonna look kind of weird.
And these two have got everyone.
Oh,
Come
good.
on.
Okay. So Dan Harmon is in TV. So this is not like a book. It's not a book thing. Um, but he did the TV show Community. So my friend Nathan Van Coops is also an author, and he was explaining this to me, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get it because it came with like actual diagrams.
Oh,
But
It
it's
sounds
basically
complicated.
a circle. So it's kind of a circular plot where you end up back at the beginning, but changed for the better. And so I broke everything down. I don't want to show too much of this because this is the
No,
book
don't
that.
show us. Don't show us.
So I broke it all out,
Oh,
and
wow.
it made a huge difference to me
Oh,
writing that.
stop. You've just ruined Trudy and Shah's day.
No, 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 no.
No,
No,
no, she
I'm
just made
thinking
it.
she's
New thing.
yeah, no, this is cool.
It
uh-oh.
was
Here we go.
Oh,
but the story circle, it's basically just plot points, and it's like the zone of comfort is where you generally start, which by the way, I found out a lot of times I skip that part for at least one of the characters and I dump them right into the problem. But then what does the main character want? So the first part is this is their normal life. And then the next part is, but what do they really want? What are they working towards? Then it is they enter an unfamiliar situation. That's where I start a lot of my books.
yeah.
They adapt to the situation. He gets what he thought he wanted, but he pays a heavy
Ah,
price. And then he returns to the familiar situation, but he is changed as a result of the journey. So I
wow.
went through, I mapped that out for my hero and my heroine.
And you just hand
And
wrote it out?
I wrote it, I like hand wrote a bunch of notes and everything, and somehow doing that, it's got my brain going in a much faster pace. And so I wrote my last book. I think it took me 3.5 months
Mm.
to get a draft that was good enough. Like I loved it, and it was good enough to turn into an editor. My
Wow.
other books have taken me 6 months.
What? So
Wow.
And this was during the holidays too. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I
Way
did
to
a couple
go.
different things than what I normally do with this last book, and I was really excited that they paid off. Like I lowered my word counts, my daily word counts. I used to I would aim for 4,000 words a day and then feel like a jerk every single day because I wasn't hitting it. So then I lowered it to 3,500 and then 3,000. And I was like, I should be able to hit this. I should be able to.
Yeah.
And I was trying to write 5 days a week. And Mr. Lucy, bless his heart, has been telling me for years, he's like, I think you just need to write every day.
Mm.
And I was like, no, I deserve time off. I blah, 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 blah. So with this book, I did the story circle thing, and then I lowered my word counts to 2,000 words a day, and I was going to write 7 days a week. And 2,000 was the goal, and if I didn't hit that on the weekends, no big deal because I'm writing 2 extra days a week, and it worked really well for me. And now I'm
Yeah,
mad
Mr.
that
Lucy for getting it right.
I
Oh,
know, I
right?
know. He's
Who
right about
needs
a lot of
that
stuff. Annoying.
sort of negativity in your life, right?
Yeah, let me suffer.
But I think the really cool thing to come out of this is you've been writing for so many years, and yet you've found something now that has
Yes.
changed the process. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It's about evolving constantly in this game, right?
Exactly. I don't want to stay the same. I don't want to keep doing the same thing. I want to keep getting better and I want to keep trying new things.
Yeah.
And if they don't work, that's fine. Like the novelty, I think,
Yeah.
is what's important to me, the
Yeah.
adventure of it. And
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this. And is it going to work for every single book from now on? Of course not.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to try something else and it's going
Yeah.
to be great.
Good on you. That's the thing. You got to open yourself up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all have to evolve.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. No, that's
So
awesome.
one thing that you have in my mind is a really strong brand for your books, but also you as an author. So I kind of wanted to break that down a little bit. We kind of probably people get a sense of what you're like, and I think you turn up really authentically. So what you're like here on the podcast is what you're like in other spaces. But so first of all, I want to start with your books. How would you describe a Lucy School book? What's your kind of feel for them? What makes them best-selling, do you think?
Wait, hang on, hang on. Where's my phone? Okay,
Don't
this
wait.
isn't me saying it. I just got a super nice Kirkus review on the book that's coming out next month. Hang on, I've got it in here. It's really short. And I was like, "Oh, that they get me. This is me." Um, I'm so sorry. I should have been
That's
more
All
okay.
right.
Don't you
For
worry.
anyone listening, Lucy is now
stuck
scrolling through her
amongst
phone.
yourselves. I'm scrolling through my This is very important.
Lucy's scrolling.
I text my publicist Jess a lot. Lot. How do you search a text message?
Up the top, you got to go in
Oh,
there. Got it?
Maybe just type in Kirkus.
Yeah.
but the thing that okay, hang on.
No, not
That would
happening.
probably help. Yeah. Oh, there is a search bar now.
Yeah. Who knew? Technology, eh?
So anyway, for anyone
Great.
listening,
Yeah. Lucy's scrolling in her office.
Lucy's still scrolling. So can
No.
I describe how I think your books are?
Yes, that would be fantastic. I would
And
appreciate
then you
that.
don't have to do it. So I had like family and connection, a really big part of it. And then you've got the wounded hero. There's always a broken wounded hero who's got the past. And then a strong heroine who kind of often down on their luck, maybe. I don't know if that's always, but like in the ones,
Oh,
yeah,
catnip.
yeah.
All right, I love a down on her luck heroine. That I don't know why. I mean, I know why because that was me. That was definitely me. I mean, listen, guys, I've been doing this for 10 years. Right before that, not that long ago, I didn't have a house. I didn't
Yeah.
have a job, and I was
Yeah.
living with my friend's parents, and I didn't have health insurance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and look what happened. Amazing things happened.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it.
Yay.
Cute and charming with a side of chaos.
Brilliant.
Uh,
I
That is
love that.
that is
That is,
books. That is Lucy Score herself. That
yeah.
is
Hope you're going to
Yes,
use that.
yes.
That is
I'm
great.
going to. Kirkus, I
I
hope
will
I can.
expect
I'm going
your
to use it
husband.
everywhere.
I will expect your husband to have that on a t-shirt with an arrow pointing to whatever side you normally take,
Yeah.
whatever the dominant side is for you,
That's adorable.
Lucy.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a great idea. I love
but I
100%.
it.
also think you described when you were talking about things we hide. No, not the one. What am I? What's the things we never got over? Sorry, there's too many things. And you kind of talked about how it had all these sort of almost hidden depths. So on the surface, it could be seen as cute and charming, but actually, there's all this hidden depth, all this hidden emotion that's actually the what people are also connecting to that I think is a
I
major
like to
part of the.
I like to sneak up on people like that because,
Mm.
it's easier to sell a rom-com than it is an angsty whatever. Like you're gonna
Mhm.
lose. Who doesn't want to read something that's gonna make you feel really good, right?
And
Yeah.
then there's the moment in the
Like it's
coffee
just
shop where I'm like, no, stop, don't break up. What are you going on about? I could have killed you
meanwhile, I'm
then.
like, third act breakup. I love it. But yeah, I wanna, I guess, okay, this is what I think it is. I'm writing books and they're like wrapped in candy, but there's vegetables inside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But the whole
Yeah.
thing's delicious. The whole
Nice
thing's
Yeah.
delicious
vegetables. Nice.
and good for you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
delicious
Yeah.
and good for
Yeah.
you.
So you're
you
that
need
person
it.
that grates the vegetables into the hash cakes and stuff. Yeah.
Food analogies are always good.
Yeah.
I know. I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
like a
So
taco, guys. It's like
Yeah.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
the next question was, how you portray yourself to your audience. And I think we've got some of that here, but you seem to give an awful lot to your audience. Like you seem to just give everything of yourself. Is that like, do you try and keep some of it back? Like, how do you juggle that kind of
It's
public life versus your private life?
it's really hard for me to hold anything back because I feel very connected to my readers, especially the ones who have been with me since the beginning.
Mm.
I'm super lucky. I every day I get to interact with readers in a really positive way, whether it's my Facebook group, Lucy Scorpion's Readers Anonymous. We do so many wonderful things in that group. We do clear the list for the teachers before school every August. So all the teachers in the group can post their Amazon wish list for their classrooms. And excuse me, my readers were just buying out classroom supplies like crazy. In December every year, we do Jólabókaflót, float, which is an Icelandic tradition on Christmas Eve. In Iceland, they exchange books and everybody goes to bed and reads books and eats chocolate. So in my group, for US readers, we do a big Secret Santa and you get your match and you send them digital ebooks
Wow.
for Christmas. And so like it just this I'm surrounded by amazing people and I want to keep giving back to them. I want them to know how much they're appreciated. But the nice thing is, this is me. I don't have the energy or the motivation or the fortitude to manufacture a brand. I don't have that. I'm always impressed when other people do, when they're able to approach this business as a business. And that's something that I've always struggled with. So I feel very connected. So I have a hard time holding things back. So like we have a TV show in development right now for things we never got over, and I'm not allowed to say anything at all about it, and it is killing me. I mean, listen, if I showed you what was just off camera right now, like I can't even say what it is.
That must be so cool though, right?
Yes.
And
Great teaser, by the
exciting.
way.
And
And the first thing I want to do is share it, because
Yeah.
I didn't get here by myself. I got
Yeah.
here with my team. I got here with my readers. I got here with my family. This is killing me, Hollywood.
Yeah, yeah. That is so
It'll be worth
I
it.
exciting.
It'll be
understand.
worth it.
Oh my gosh.
The wait, the
And
wait will be worth it. But
Yeah.
and I've met so many amazing people through this part of the experience already that, it's been wonderful. And I can't wait to be able to actually share with
How long have you got to wait?
who knows? That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
us writers, we're like, hey, we got a deadline. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah,
We got a pub date.
yeah,
Let's do this.
yeah,
It doesn't seem to operate that way.
yeah.
It's
Riley
very
Thorn was,
frustrating.
yeah, Riley Thorn was a big switch, wasn't it? It was a
Oh,
totally
Yes.
different. I love
Yeah.
Riley Thorn, just
yeah,
FYI, one of my faves also.
I do too.
What was the reasoning behind writing those?
And how
I
do they fit into your
I
Yeah,
don't think they fit very well into my
No,
brand.
no,
The Riley Thorn series is interesting. It's my favorite to write.
yeah,
I it's candy for me. It's my treat. It's my dessert.
yeah,
When I get done with a big heavy book, I want to do something light and lovely. So that's why there's four Riley Thorns. But the series is just different enough that it's an obstacle for my current readers. So I can't tell you how many hundreds of readers have emailed me or popped into my group and they're like, I didn't want to read this series. I didn't want
yeah,
to start this book. Like
yeah,
they're and nobody can vocalize or explain what the reticence is, what the
no,
obstacle is. I
yeah,
really wish they could, but
I was the
so it's
same. Yeah,
literally just a
yeah,
series for me. Like it's just I grew up reading the Janet Ivanovich's Stephanie Plum
hmm
series and I loved it, but I remember even like as a late teenager or early 20s, I'm like, where's the sex?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So that's why I wrote Riley Thorn. I wanted this like couple that's like solving mysteries and having sex.
and
yeah,
that's how
yeah,
I see it. I see it as a cozy mystery,
Yeah.
even though, I mean, you've got that like the paranormal element, you've got the community, and you've still got a couple, right?
yeah,
You've still got
I
some
do.
angst and some tension and all that sort of thing. But I love them. I think,
yeah,
yeah,
I thank you. I do too, and I think almost everybody who does give them a shot falls in love with them too. But it's
yeah,
definitely I've created an obstacle there. So the series is definitely not my most popular, not my most financially successful. However, it is after Twingo, it is the number one requested. When are we getting another book?
yeah.
right.
By
Really?
Interesting.
far, by far. So the
Wow.
people who do read it fall in love. So it's like a cult classic, I guess, that I
Yeah,
Yeah.
accidentally created.
yeah,
Would I love if more people discovered it? Yes, but I also kind of I this almost makes it a little bit more special. It's like a little. There's just this little group
Yeah,
of us,
yeah,
and we all
yeah,
love this little
yeah,
thing.
yes.
So I don't
yeah,
know. It's
yeah,
I write it for me, and I write it for the people who fell in love with it too.
I
yeah,
So
imagine that it's like a palate cleanser for you.
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
After
it
writing heavy
really
books, that you've got this to look forward to.
Yeah,
So
and
good.
because I don't put any rules on myself when I'm writing this, it
Mm.
can be as over the top and zany as possible. I don't care if I'm getting reviews that are like, this would never happen. And I don't care because I
Yeah,
had a blast writing it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
fell out of my chair laughing writing that scene.
yeah.
yeah.
So
There's
I
such
just I just let myself go and be completely crazy in that series. It's like my happy place.
yeah.
That's cool.
And the good news is that you didn't have to do it under another pen name.
No.
It's all there. People read it or they don't, you
Mm,
know.
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, exactly.
so good.
Exactly.
Mm, true.
So another interesting thing about you, so the Riley Thorn ones were something off to the side. Um, I just wanted you to talk about your covers as well, because I was going through them this morning and I noticed that they are all now text and illustration covers. Is that you making these decisions, or is Mr. Lucy off in the corner doing the marketing stuff? And
It's a balance. It's a balance because, I know what I want for the digital side of things, but sometimes I'm either going to have to convince the print side of things or they're going to have to convince me. So it, I think it's more complicated now because I don't know if this is true for everybody, but it seems like indie authors, we focus on covers for readers and trad focuses on covers for retailers.
Right.
And retailers and readers want two different things pretty often. So
Mm,
it's been this really interesting experience to see what a trad publisher is going to need from a cover versus what I want for my readers. Um, so Bloom bought up most of my backlist, and so they've been re-releasing my old titles, and every time they release it, there's a new cover. So that's been a lot. That was a lot of books that came out very quickly over the course of like 2.5 years, I think. So that was a lot of covers, a lot of discussions, a lot of back and forth. We still work with my favorite cover designer, Carrie March Designs. We love her. And then, but we also work with Bloom's in-house team. So there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and
Yeah.
like there's not everybody agrees all the time either. So I love like the my Blue Moon series. Bloom's in-house design department redid all those covers, and I think those are gorgeous. I absolutely love those. So it's been really interesting coming into this as an indie person with this set of criteria and priorities, and then like learning what everybody else's criteria and priorities are.
Are they doing the special editions as well? Is that through Bloom?
Yes, anything that's in print, Bloom in the US and Canada, Bloom is doing. And then I have for New Zealand, Australia, and the UK, I work with Hotter Books, and they have for most they don't have all of my backlist, but they have the digital rights and print rights.
Nice.
Okay.
For most
Yeah.
of it.
And that was a decision you made to have I mean, you could technically have different covers for the ebook to the print books, but you've kept them the same, obviously.
Yeah, for now we've been keeping them the same. I think if it ever comes down to it, and Bloom's really, really flexible, I think a lot of Bloom's authors have different covers for ebook and paperback. So it just, it's different audiences, and you want to reach as many people as possible. So I haven't strayed too far from that, but we'll see. I'm always open.
I feel like that Daisy's cover for Things We Never Got Over, like it was distinctive when it came out. And if I can't remember the name of the title, I always go, "Oh, it's the Daisy book. You'll know it. Like it's the one with daisies on it." And people do, like they've seen it. It's a very, it's so I think
that was crazy. It was usually I'm not great with coming up with initial feedback for covers. Usually I'm like, I don't know, like make it pretty. But this time I had the title, and I went through a stock art site. I spent days going through a stock art site, and I didn't even know what I was looking for. I just went down rabbit hole after rabbit hole, and I finally found that exact picture. Tiffany blue with daisies. And I was like, that's it. So I sent the title and I sent the stock art to Carrie March, and she comes back with this exact cover. We changed one flower petal, and that was it. Like that it was perfection. And as it's just one of those things, like it resonates with you, and I was like, that's the cover.
Yeah.
Meant to be.
Yeah. So good.
funny.
Wow.
You knew what you're looking for, but you didn't know what it was until you saw it.
Which is so frustrating.
We've all done that. We've all gone down the stock image hole, haven't we?
The
Oh my
hours. The hours.
Killer.
Oh my God. And I noticed that the Riley Thorn novels are now called just it's not Riley Thorn and it's just the Dead Guy Next Door, is it? Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly. That was a Bloom Books decision. That was I think they felt that the Riley Thorn and readers would get all the books confused. I still call them Riley Thorn and but they are not officially titled that. They're now just the Dead Guy Next Door and so forth. But so it's it's things to think about.
It makes it more of when it's just the Dead Guy Next Door, it sounds more like a murder mystery thriller almost to me. Whereas it's Riley Thorn and the Dead Guy Next Door, it makes it seem more comedic and
it's more friendly and funny.
Friendly and funny.
And that was my take too. So it's really interesting to like have retailers weigh in on it and be like, no, on this shelf, this is going to read better. And I'm like, I never thought of that. How would I know? That's amazing.
If you say so.
I'm like, okay.
Well, they know best, don't they, usually? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, they do, probably.
I don't know.
They know their business, and it's a different market, right? They know their market.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So what's a piece of advice you wish more emerging writers would take on board? Like, Yeah.
Hmm.
Something you wish you'd known.
You don't
Um,
have to do what everybody else is doing. You don't, you really don't. Like, I think the most important thing to your career satisfaction and your success is writing the story you want to tell.
Mm.
yeah, no, that's cool.
But that's coming from I've been having a lot of conversations with my author friends these days about like AI and like the people who are using AI to write 200 books in a year and release them under different pen names and it's that's I think that's the difference between um this being just a business and you being a storyteller, you know? So it's you're comparing apples to orange. Like
Yeah.
I'm in it for I would be writing even if I wasn't publishing anymore. I
Mm.
would still be writing stories because that is what fuels me. It's not the royalties. It's not the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
love
so
what you
cool.
do. And that comes
Yeah.
out in the books, right? It
Yeah.
has to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So can we talk about a mindset for a little bit about so
Sure.
what do you feel like your mindset has changed over the years, or do you think it's yeah, like is there something that's new or different about how you see the world now than before you were a number one best-selling author, or is it the same? Like is it
I think it's been changing. I think my mindset kind of applies to my life and my work. I think I was in hustle mode for so long, for so many years in my career, which I don't regret. I think it helped me get to where I am, and it taught me a lot. Uh, but recently, I've kind of taken a step back and reprioritized things. I'm not writing as many books as I used to. I'm not doing tours as long as I used to. I asked myself what is important, and, those things are time to write, time with my loved ones, and quality time with readers. So I want to make sure that when I do go on tour, that I'm not showing up exhausted and sick and
Yeah.
coughing
Yeah.
into a microphone or people's faces. I want to be my best self in every situation, and in order for that to happen, I need to rest. I need to have hobbies and a life outside of writing, which has been really hard for me, and I'm still working on it because I love it so much. It is my passion, but it can't be the only thing in
No.
my life. So my mindset has shifted a lot into more of a frame of gratitude because I'm very privileged that I can take a step back, reassess. I don't have to hustle as hard. I've got this beautiful backlist that keeps bringing in money. It keeps drawing in new readers. I have these lovely readers who will go into a bookstore and accost a complete stranger and say, "Have you read Lucy Score yet?"
Mm.
I'm at a point where I know that I 100% need to be focused on how grateful I am,
Mm.
and I think that is kind of opening me up to a new level of writing. Like I feel a lot more connected to people in the world, and I think that's going to make my stories even better. So yeah, I just despite everything that's happening in the world, my internal world and the world I've built around myself, it has never been better or safer or stronger or healthier. And I feel a lot of excitement about what's going to happen. And I also feel a lot more in control of how hard I'm going to work.
Mm.
Love
Very,
that.
very cool.
That's
That's yeah.
hugely
I want that
inspirational. I
for
love
us
that.
all.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
love and I
Yeah.
mean this not sarcastically, but I love that for you. I'm so
Yeah.
so happy for that.
Yeah.
Maybe just sort of on that note, without giving us the number of your private therapist, what self-care tools do you use? Like, are you into meditation, yoga? Like, how do you nurture Lucy?
I am into yoga. I love yoga. My friend Laura and I had a conversation about 2 years ago where she and I were both working really hard and we were both feeling like we were missing something in our life. And she became such a champion of you need to build a life outside of your work. So we really buckled down and focused on like developing these new hobbies, and yoga became one of mine. I'm not great at it and I don't care. I go to this little studio in my hometown, and I do mostly the lay on the ground and breathe classes. I'm I was getting stronger, and I was building up to like some of the more powerful classes, and then I got sick
Yeah.
for a month and whatever. So I'm going to work my way back up to that. But I love yoga. I want to do meditation. I know it's important, and I know it would benefit me greatly. So I want to do that. I do strength training, so some physical stuff. I definitely found that I need outlets that are the opposite of sitting quietly and writing. So I'm
Yeah.
exploring some other options, but I read a lot of nonfiction and self-help. And one of the things that just lit me up, like this week, I sat down and read a book in 24 hours, which I usually never do that. Um, I'm working on a new Riley Thorn book. And
Yay!
I always start with psychic research, and then I move on to crime research. So I'm in the psychic research, and I just so happened to stumble across a psychic medium named Laura Lynn Jackson. And literally, like, I was watching a podcast interview with somebody on YouTube, and something else auto played after it, and it was her. And I was captivated in the first like 2 minutes. I watched this whole gigantic long podcast and immediately went to download her books and found out I had already downloaded one of them back in 2020. Never read it. I read her book, The Light Between Us. Yet I finished it yesterday, and it's it was everything that I needed. And it's probably not going to help me with Riley Thorn very much, but it was everything that I needed in
Yeah.
life.
Nice.
It's a
But
lot about.
isn't it funny how it can be on your Kindle or on your e-reader or whatever? I've done
But I
that
wasn't
many
ready for
times.
it.
Exactly. It comes to you when you're ready for it, right? I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
Very cool.
that's most of my like self-help. I spend a lot of time with Mr. Lucy too. Like we snuggle and I watch a lot of really good TV. I just finished the show Shoresy. I don't know if it's available to you guys. I believe it's a Canadian show, and it's ice hockey, but I feel like it's
I wish we
Ted
did.
Lasso on a
Oh,
Oh,
but it's like super foul-mouthed, which is hilarious, and
yeah.
lots of insults. But the heart of the
Yeah.
show, I was like, oh my gosh, I watched the entire 4 seasons in less than a month.
Wow.
Shoresies. Okay, we'll have to check that one out.
I wish we had more Canadian. I mean, obviously, Schitt's Creek we get here through our Netflix, but it's it's the whole geographical
Yeah.
thing. It can be very frustrating because I want to watch Heated Rivalry and
I
I
was
can't.
just gonna ask. Okay.
Not at the moment, but who knows?
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
sure we'll get it
Yes,
eventually.
you
Yeah.
definitely need it. And the creator of Heated Rivalry was involved with Shoresy. That's how I
Oh,
found
that
it.
makes sense, right?
So I
Like,
followed, and I was like, oh, he
yeah,
brings the heart. Interesting.
yeah.
I can't wait to hear what you guys think when you get Heated Rivalry, because I know you're gonna love it. I know
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
love it. I've been to one ice hockey game, so therefore I'm an expert, even though I can't actually
expert.
stand upright on skates. But I really, really, I watch it on TV. I have ESPN.
I played ice hockey. Does that count?
You did, Trudy. You're
Oh,
right.
I was the
so
only girl on
cool.
the rest of the team was boys in my university team. But anyway,
So cool.
Trudy, that is a romance novel in the making. Come on, what kind of setup is that?
Yeah. Mm.
yes, indeed. So I had more questions around mindset, but I feel like you've answered most of them
Yeah.
in your answer. But just one more. What does the perfect day of writing look for you right now? Like what's your kind of setup of your day if you could have the perfect day?
I think my perfect day is I found out how important slow mornings are to me recently. So I used to I would beat myself up because I'd be like, okay, I'm setting my alarm. I gotta get up. I gotta be at my desk within 30 minutes of waking up and and I never accomplished it. I don't know what I do in the mornings. I don't know. I am not inhabiting my body apparently, but I from the time I get up until the time I sit down, it's a couple hours. And I finally was like, okay, I accept that. So now I would my perfect day, I would sleep in a little bit. Um, I've been sleeping a lot since I got sick, so I'm just embracing it. It's winter here. Who cares? I'm
Yeah,
a bear. I'm
yeah.
hibernating.
You're
So
allowed.
I'd sleep in a little bit. I would get up and putz around, maybe do a little housework or water my plants. But I by 11 a.m., that's when I want to sit down. That's when my body and spirit are ready to start working. Um, I would check in with my girlfriends, my That's What She Said fellow authors. We have a chat group, and I'll say I'm ready to start. Is anybody else going? And we'll either do sprints together over WhatsApp, or we'll just kind of check in periodically throughout the day. And then I will get started. So I'll put my music on, my headphones, I'll have my door shut, and I will set my timer.
Yeah,
So I will get my first 25-minute sprint in, and it won't be very productive, but it will be enough to pull me back into the story. And that's all I need from that first one. As long
yeah,
as I can get that first sprint in without messing up and like going for a snack,
yeah,
then I'm in it. And then I don't want to do anything else. So with 2,000 words a day, I can usually get that done in 2 hours,
yeah,
which is amazing. So in my perfect day, I start at 11 and I end at 1, and then I have lunch.
yeah,
Um, and then probably a workout. It's not necessarily something that I want to do, but it's something that I need to do. Like
yeah,
it just good for the brain and the body.
yeah.
And then I guess after that, I would give myself time to do some admin work, and then do some social media, hang out with my readers a little bit, and then the evening would be mine. So dinner, maybe go out, maybe stay home.
Watch something.
Sister Lucy and I play bananagrams.
My kids love bananagrams. They
Yeah.
play it all the time, my grandkids.
I I struggle a lot with games. Like if we're ever out at like another couple's house and we had dinner and they're like, "Let's play a game," I will fake an illness to get
Yeah,
out of it.
my husband's the
But I
same.
love bananagrams. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with that.
It's
Or a
such a
puzzle. I
great
love a good
game,
puzzle.
right?
Yeah. So
I
I
play
mean
my
that's
grandkids and I thought, well, I'm gonna kick them on this because like I right, not so much.
it's the luck of the draw.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Really good
I
game.
have never played bananagrams.
You need to. You
It's
don't know what you're
cute.
missing out on, seriously.
It's like you're doing your own personal Scrabble. So you're
Yeah.
not playing against the other person, it's
Mm,
nice,
mm.
but it can get a little intense.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll watch out
Definitely.
for it. I'll watch out for it. I
Awesome.
feel like unless anyone has any more questions, that we're kind of
No.
coming up to the end of our interview here. You've been fabulous, but I have one more question for you. Think hard on this one, Lucy. Think hard. This is a right or wrong answer. There's going to be a test at the end.
Yes.
Um, okay. If you could go back and speak with Lucy at the stage when you first appeared on this podcast in 2020, what would you tell her?
Oof.
Uh, Trust that everything is working out as it should.
Perfect
Nice.
answer.
I
Yeah.
lost a lot of momentum. I know we're at the end, so I don't want to go
Okay,
on too long.
just go on.
I got scared after Twingo came out.
Mm.
I got scared by how successful it was and how much visibility I was getting, and I wasn't ready. And I felt that if you get too much visibility, you become a target. And so I think I subconsciously slammed on the brakes.
Mm.
And it took me a couple of years to realize that I was actually holding myself back. Um, so I'm learning how to open up again. And, all I have to do is write the best book I can. I have no control over what happens after it goes out.
Yeah.
I have no control over that. I'm just going to do the best I can, write the best book I can, be the best person I can in that moment. And that's all I have control over. And after realizing that, I'm finding so many different ways that I slowed myself down and weighed myself down and made myself smaller. And so watch out, world, because
Here he comes.
Yeah.
yeah, it's I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. There's so
Hindsight always 2020, right? Though, but you've got to give yourself grace because you can only be how you are in that time. And I think it's
Yeah.
perfectly human reaction, particularly as such an empath that you're taking on, you're just a big emotional sponge kind of thing. And I mean that in the best possible sense.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's really hard. You're carrying all those expectations, not just from yourself, but of others, and
Yeah.
wanting to make everybody happy, which it's a tough
Yeah.
gig, right?
I
It
want
is.
to do I want everyone to pick up these books and see themselves in it and feel good about it, but that's not possible. It's not possible for everybody to love everything that you write. So,
Mm.
and some people are going to be super vocal about it.
Yeah.
Some people are
That is
really
for
vocal,
sure. These
and
days.
that's
Yeah.
that's the
And
price.
yeah,
Everyone has a voice
There's
now.
no avoiding
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do the best I can, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about the rest of
You
it.
be you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
You're
Thank you
awesome.
very much, Lucy. Thank you for all of your
Thank
thank you for
you.
work
coming
today.
back.
I'm
Yes.
so happy we could do this again. I
Yeah.
love seeing you guys.
Yeah.
It's been a
We love
It's
pleasure.
been lovely seeing
you.
you.
Yeah.
And thank you for doing this show with us, even though you've been sick and you're
Oh my gosh, this is good for me. This is getting me back to normal. So I really I feel very proud that I wasn't too phlegmy.
No, you're very good.
You're
And we're
great.
grateful for the lack of phlegm too.
Notice it all. We're grateful for the lack of your phlegm. Yeah.
So Lucy, if someone wants to see more about you or your books, where's the best place for them to go?
Oh, my website, lucyscore.com, or visit me on Instagram, Score Lucy, I think I am. You'll find me.
Yeah.
Or come hang out in my Facebook group. We're very nice people and we have really good taste in books.
Yes, we do.
Lucy's Binge Readers Anonymous. So
Yeah.
I will
Nice.
come
Bars.
hang.
Yeah.
Love it. And we'll make sure those links are in our show notes. And we can be found at spargirlspodcast.com. And we're on the Facebook and Instagram under Spa Girls Podcast, and YouTube, of course. And we are dangerously close to 4,000 subscribers. Like, we're talking a handful of people away. So if
You'll
you
be doing
could,
us a favor because she just
you'll be
harped
doing
on
everybody a
and
favor.
on and
Until the
on
next time.
until the next 1,000. So please do it.
Correct.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And thank you for listening.
Yes, please. Thank
Yeah.
you, Lucy, again
Yeah.
for joining us. And thank you to all of our listeners for joining us here on the Spa. We are so grateful to all of you for being here with us. And we will be back again next week with another episode. But for now, farewell.
Bye.
Well, bye.
Bye.